No, Trevor, I don't care what Newsom said. You didn't have COVID-19 7 years ago. That wasn't what that was. I don't know what you had. Okay? Yeah, no, that wasn't that. No, that's not even possible. Okay? Come back later. Bye.
You good?
Sorry. Yeah, just handling some business.
Okay. All right. Let's get the show on the road then. Another new
You got all the
episode.
surprises ready for today?
Surprises.
Yeah, our 50th.
I know that.
Why you still got that worn out logo down there?
What are you talking about?
That worn out old logo right there. We played
Uh,
it old.
okay. Hold up. First of all, you created that logo. Second of all,
Yeah, that was the first draft.
it's a classic. Okay.
Is it though?
If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, if it wasn't for society, we wouldn't be here right now.
Okay. Let's not bring that one up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And for your information, I have it ready yet. Okay. I just need to change it. All right.
Let's get it up. Let's get it up. I want to see it.
All right. Let's get the show on the road then.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the 50th episode of a podcast with no name yet, which is also our 1 year anniversary. I am the host for the week, Ricky, along with my co-host for the this week, Manny. Oh wait, we're actually down there now. You're down there.
Right here.
Stuff. You're down there. Okay, yeah, there we go. We're working. How's it going?
It's been good. It's been good. Just been chilling. Been chilling. Been trying to get through this pandemic. Um, trying to take it one day at a time. Um, I've just been letting my life flow, cascade. That's not gonna work. I've been good. Good. You? What about you?
I mean, I mean, 50 episodes, 50 episodes, 1 year doing this thing. Uh, though we're kind of combining both at the same time. Our 1 year is actually on next week's episode, but we're decided to do it in this episode, which is fun and all that stuff to get this all out the way. For those who are
One
watching,
day present.
so for those who are watching the video, the YouTube version also, as you can see, we have a new layout now and all that stuff. We have I'm at with see it. I'm at the top. He's at the bottom. Stuff on the side and everything, and it's like brand new look and all that stuff for the podcast and all that stuff. And hopefully it'll stay. It's gonna stay like that for a while, along with depending on how everything goes and all that stuff. But again, for those who don't know, the podcast with no name yet is a podcast that happens every Wednesday at 10 a.m. YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those other podcast services around the world. But particularly for this episode, there was a little issue because we already recorded the 50th episode. But due to when you have to do a whole rebrand change and all that stuff, I have to make sure I didn't mic right now and all that stuff. There comes issues, and that comes to the
Yeah.
fact of no audio being recorded that whole time
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So now, aside for this episode you're probably seeing this on a Thursday, but normally we're on Wednesdays and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and everything like that.
He's the only exception.
This is the only exception for that and all that stuff. Um, but everything. But anyways, since nobody knows about the previous episode and everything like that, because it was absolutely nothing was recorded, so you didn't hear anything. We're gonna come back with you with the we're gonna come back with you with some topics and all that stuff, and of course, at the end of at the episode and all that stuff, due to the fact of we now have MCU almost every single week for the past couple months. We are still doing it again with episode 3 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier and everything, and a bunch. But we have some other stuff to talk about. And first, we're gonna get into some video game stuff and everything like that, slash baseball, because this is something I'm excited for. This is something I think everybody who's on Xbox and everything like that, and our baseball fans should be excited for, and all that stuff. As you already know, MLB the Show 21 is finally coming to Xbox platforms, Series X, Xbox One, all that stuff, fancy stuff, and everything like that. That was already announced back in February, I want to say, and all that stuff. But it comes now as of this past Friday, last Friday. We have now finally now learned that MLB The Show 21 is also coming to Xbox Game Pass and everything. And to give you a little small thing about that, Xbox Game Pass is the monthly subscription service where you get to try, which you get to not try, but play full-fledged games, up to 100 games and more and all that stuff. And they have them in like different tiers and all that stuff, such as you can get Game Pass for the console, for just for your Xbox and everything. There's a Game Pass service for the PC, which do provide different games from the console version and all those. So you see some differentiality there. And then also there's the one that I recommend, the one that Manny has also himself and everything like that, because I and all that stuff. Is Game Pass Ultimate. For It's $15 a month, but not only that, you get Game Pass for your console, Game Pass for your PC, and everything. And the nice kicker to it also is that they have a new thing that, I mean, it's been for a while, but it's brand new. For those who don't know, is cloud streaming. So there are a select list of games that they have within Game Pass that you can actually play from your own mobile device, and that's only particularly for Android devices, whether it be a phone or a tablet. Right now, at the moment, because in an earlier episode we talked about that, about what's going on that situation there. So that why it's not on iOS devices. It is coming soon though, but not right now at the moment. A lot of stuff. Um, First of all, to get this everything thing, Manny is the resident PlayStation player and all that stuff and everything.
Yes, correct.
I mean, I have both
Yes,
consoles.
currently correct.
I have both consoles currently, but I mostly use my Xbox and all that stuff for games that we play between when I hang out and all that stuff. But Manny, I want to go to you since you are the residential PlayStation guy. What do you think about the
Well, I
news?
mean, seeing this, I'm the residential PlayStation guy, and I've bought an MLB The Show 12. I
Yeah, you have a
as you
history
can
with
tell,
MLB The Show. Yeah, seven played since
yeah, I have a
20.
long history with MLB The Show 12. So, seeing this as multiple pe more people and a large audience can capitalize on the show being the only MLB game. It's really good that they're expanding their horizons to new platforms and opening up to new MLB fans and potentially gain MLB fans. So it's really good. I think it's really good that they're doing this. People who don't even have a console, maybe they just have a Game Pass Ultimate on their PC or regular Game Pass,
It's not
can
going to be
play
on
it
PC.
and oh, it's not.
I've told
Oh,
you
never
this
mind.
many
They can't do
times.
that.
I've told you that many times since we talked about this.
Yeah, I knew that. I was testing you. I was making sure you're listening. But yeah, no, I think it's really good. I think that they're gonna definitely uh grow, obviously. That'd be weird if they didn't. But and they might even gain new fans. So I think this is really cool.
Oh no, exactly. This is, I think, for the fact that, and this is something that we're going to get into a little bit more too, is that for the fact that this thing is happening with, not only it's coming to Xbox consoles in general, but the fact that it's coming to Game Pass and all that stuff, to that service in general, is just opens up the bridle. And of course, for the fact that, for those who don't know about MLB The Show, this was originally, and normally technically still is, a PlayStation exclusive, because it is developed by Sony San Diego, which is a in studio development team that does within Sony's own game studios and all that stuff. And this is how they've been playing. They've been doing this for a long time. MLB The Show has been one of the most prolific baseball games, and now, since it is technically the only baseball game in town, and all that stuff, with the MVP baseball and MLB 2K no longer being relevant since the 360 days, if I remember correctly, or is it Xbox One? Started Xbox One. It was one of those days. Anyways, um, the fact that we're now, since the fact of Sony had to renew their license deal agreement with the MLB to in order to keep playing, in order to keep producing the game. The only caveat about that, in order for them to keep doing the game, is MLB told them that MLB put in the caveat of that has to come it has to be multi-platform, and that means being outside the PlayStation ecosystem and everything like that, and going to an Xbox, possibly a Switch down in the road, who knows, and everything like that, and possibly PC too, possibly PC, for
Yeah.
that. So, but right now,
So
it looks like
now I know this isn't made by like this isn't a 2K game, so it's not like, 2K, Madden 2K or Madden game or something like that. But do
Madden,
you think
whatever year it
after
is. There's no 2K
yeah,
Madden.
whatever, Madden 57,000. Um anyways, do you think we can see other sports games potentially doing cross-platform?
Well, I haven't got to that part.
Yeah. Oh.
I haven't gotten to the part of the fact that, well, we did talk about it when the game got announced, but yeah, crossplay,
Yeah.
cross progression is within MLB the Show and everything. So you can play between not just cross generational games with the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One and like or PS5, PS4. You can play with your friends and all that stuff, and the cross progression will switch between both if you're on Xbox or on PlayStation and everything. So there is that cross platform progression and all that stuff, play and everything along with that also. Um, I for when it comes to the question of it coming to other sports games, it needs it in my opinion now more than ever because I don't think we're now because like the thing is with sports games for the fact especially for the fact that they come out every single year and all that stuff and everyone
Yeah.
and then the due to the fact due to the fact of in particular case of Madden, FIFA, and NBA, which is more the bigger three out of the sports games, um, and all that stuff. It's always it. They always feel like a recycle of the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
and
It's
all that
just
stuff.
updated roster,
And
really.
it's updated
That's all.
rosters, and then there's maybe a few things that they consider that is big, but really isn't. For that and everything, and then of course it's kind of consumed by transactions in a way with for FIFA and Madden is the Ultimate Team feature. Same with the freaking with 2K, it's like you have the ability of buying VC, which is virtual currency, to do certain things, whether it be for the My Team, My League, your freaking own create a player and all that stuff to get his attributes up and everything. There is a grind
What
to it.
about for those cards? Do you have to pay for the cards as well? Card packs? I know FIFA does. Is that like in 2K? I don't play 2K, so I
My,
wouldn't.
I think it's My Team. That's the one, if I'm correct. That's more related to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah,
Yeah.
and that's and every for that stuff. But it's just more the fact of it's coming. Crossplay is needed for. I think is going to be needed for sports games. FIFA and Madden is supposed to happen. From when I after EA announced like last year that they were planning on bringing crossplay to their games and all that stuff. So far it's only been Apex and Need for Speed Heat, if I remember correctly. Other than that, it's like it's supposed to happen with the. It was supposed, from what we heard, it was supposed to happen with the current titles of FIFA and Madden. But so far, we haven't heard anything on that
Yeah, correct.
official.
Okay.
Maybe with the upcoming, we know for sure there's going to be a FIFA and a Madden title coming out later this year, and all that stuff. So maybe that might happen for sure. But we'll see how that goes. Um, 2K need
Any word on like an NHL?
I'm sure it'll happen with NHL. You have to realize out of the three within EA Sports, NHL is one of their better titles, but at the same time, they don't. It's not like treated as well as FIFA and Madden. With
Yeah,
that,
that's true.
and and I was like, I always thought NHL was more progressively better for with its title than the other ones.
Yeah, because I feel like NHL adds way more features or tries to add features
Mm-hmm.
every game. Like we got the lacrosse shot and stuff like that this game. So I feel like they try to add more things to NHL as opposed to Madden. But yeah, no, I feel like it's just the popularity of of hockey isn't anywhere near as big as Madden. I think that's just the main reason.
Yeah, because hockey's not doesn't have that national attention as much and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Even baseball has a bigger national attention than hockey, but you also have to realize
yeah,
on a video game front, NHL is multi-platform. How else MLB was only on PlayStation at the time for the last couple of years and all that stuff.
yeah,
And then to bring it back into MLB the Show, the fact that it is coming back to we're getting a baseball actual simulation baseball game and everything, not like our RBI baseball, which is nothing against it and all that stuff. It's just you're not getting the full fledged of an actual realism simulation baseball game as the show. We haven't had something like that on Xbox in a long time.
Did you ever have like the MLB Super Sluggers? Did you ever have that one?
No,
I think it was for like the PlayStation 2.
no.
It
I,
was.
I when because I know that was like under like the whole Blitz franchise and all that stuff. I think
No, it was like a. It wasn't like that. It was the like a kids type of thing. Like it was only like their heads and like their feet. It was really weird. Like it was a really weird game. I just thought she was even like seniors. It was like their head, their hands, and a feet, and like they would like it was weird. I just thought like you'd remember to
Slugfest,
tie it in. No, MLB Super Sluggers.
Super Sluggers. I said Slugfest for a second. That's why.
That sounds cool though. MLB Slowfest sounds pretty cool. Um, yeah, no, it was just really weird. I just thought you like heard about it or something. But yeah, no, I think this is really cool. To
Mm.
reiterate on your question.
Um, and where was I getting at with this? It's gonna be it's I think that the fact that it's coming getting back to the fact it's coming back to the fact that it's coming to Xbox, the fact that it's going into Game Pass, you're still gonna get that we're gonna get that new group of hopefully that new group of people that see this or even interested in baseball to come back and all stuff and hopefully see this happen and everything like that. Now, also for the fact that it was like I was what I was gonna mention is that the fact of like where what does Sony have a say in this? Like technically, no, not really. It was more the fact of Major League Baseball themselves being like they gave the okay on this to, and there was they're the ones that are the ones that told say like this needs to come to Game Pass and everything like that, which says a lot right there and all that stuff for the fact that like I said this is how you know it's like we want our game to be out there more and out there more, especially in the video game world at least and everything like that. So that way people can pay attention to it and pay and know how much of an amazing game it is and all that stuff, which is awesome. And I'm excited for that. And the game comes out April 20th. For those who want to know a little bit more for the when it comes to Game Pass, this is the standard edition of the game. That doesn't mean it's a worn down version or anything like that. This is the full fledged game that you've everyone's that's what's it come with, such as like the franchise mode, Diamond Dynasty, um, Road to the Show. I don't think it's called that anymore. I think it's called something else. Now on the show, I forget the mode, and then for the Series X and Series S version, it's gonna come with the all new Stadium Creator, where you can create your own stadium and stuff. That's also good for on the PlayStation side. That's supposed to be on the PS5 version for that game and all that's for that. So that's gonna be pretty cool to try out. Other than that, um, I'm excited for baseball's already begun. Baseball's here and everything like that. And speaking of baseball, opening day was last week on the 1st of April, oddly enough, and everything like that. And Manny and I had got the chance to attend a game on that during opening weekend. We went to
Correct.
the to an A's game on in Oakland, and they played the Houston Astros in that game. Uh, Result: A's lost. But hey, as I could say right now, because we're recording this on a Wednesday, I could say the A's finally won a game. We won our first game this season on a walk off, which is on a walk off single. Awesome, happy. Now just many more to go, and all that stuff. It's going to be a long season and everything. But
You telling me?
anyways, back to the game and all that stuff. So two things came into play of why of going to the game. One, it's baseball and all that stuff. I love baseball and all that stuff. The fact that opening weekend was happening in Oakland, I want to take the opportunity to catch a game and all that stuff before. So I'm probably going to attend more games this season and all that stuff. I'm really holding myself to it because I say that almost every season, never do it. Um, but also for the fact that like we are still in a pandemic still, though with everything looking for the best right now, we're still trying to make sure we go through all these guidelines and all that stuff. And the one thing about it was for the fact is like we were finding out so with Oakland in particular, and most likely it's I don't it's probably be the same for San Francisco too, where since we're in the same state. I don't know about the LA teams and how they do how what COVID look guidelines are there, but for what we know, it's like masks are required no matter what once you walk into the ballpark. Capacity is up to 25% of for attendance to who can go, particularly for the Oakland game. And for what I know, for the fact of um, there was no temperature checks and all that stuff. You didn't need to bring a proof of test results or vaccination and everything like that. So it's just as long
What you
as
do for Giants actually?
I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to that and all that stuff. And for the fact, what else is it? It's pretty much. But they did say if you do feel any symptoms while at the game, please be sure to leave and all that stuff, so that way it doesn't spread, and everything, which is a good idea. And of course, how Manny mentioned it, in for the first for San Francisco games where Giants fans, you will need to have a proof of a negative test result from COVID. I think it was like 2 weeks prior to the game, at least, if I remember correctly,
Yeah, it was at
and
least 2 weeks prior, or you had to have proof of vaccination.
which I was also about to say right now too, and all that stuff
Yeah.
for that. Um, and I don't know any more about that from what I've heard. We I did find out from watching them. I was watching the Yankees game back on opening day. They do temperature checks before going into going to Yankee Stadium. I don't know more about that. About if they needed like proof of testing or anything like that. You do need to wear a mask, of course, and all stuff going into the game for that stuff. But it looks like there are the stadium, depending on where you're playing, there are probably going to be different results, guidelines of when it comes to COVID and everything. Except if you, unless you're a Rangers fan, where it's open to the where it's open at full capacity for all fans to attend. I remember seeing a screenshot of that where you get to where they're showing a lot of people in the stands. You're seeing people with masks, people without masks, all that stuff. Because of course everyone's sitting next to each other and everything like that. So it's like spaces. So it's not like there's no one keeping space. Totally different from what it was in Oakland, where it's like seats are sporadically available for fans and all that stuff. And you could tell once you get into the ballpark, you have certain seats that'll have like a yellow sticker on them. That's just me showing that these are the seats that are available to the fans and everything, and they're keeping the distance and everything like that. Um, from what we saw, it's like it is ballpark looks empty, like, and then like it's just more of like empty, not like something like there's people walking around, but you don't see the people, but it still feels empty at the same time. Um, when it comes to food, you have to order ahead via a mobile order and everything, and if you happen to have the MLB Ballpark app, you can do it within there, depending on the park you're at. I know for the Coliseum, particularly, they call it a cashless ballpark, so meaning you cannot spend stuff with cash; you have to pay with a card. Um, that did affect Manny a little bit in a way because he did bring cash. But we found out that you could actually convert the cash and put it into like a temporary debit card to use and all that stuff. And in case you need to buy, if you did want to buy anything and all that for that stuff, which is cool and all that stuff from what we found out. Um, uh, Ordering was fine. I did try it out myself. Uh, and all stuff. All this, like again, you go on if you have the ballpark app, you go. They'll once you're set up and everything like that. Find the mobile order in the particular stadium that you're at. Look what you want, and everything like that. Select your stuff. Once you order it, it'll probably ask for your card if you're using it for the first time. I don't know if it saves it after that. Um, and then once it's done, you'll get notified. They'll let you know that your order. They'll let you know when your order is ready. I somehow got lucky and all that stuff because it already gave me the confirmation number. So I just decided just to go down there, just see what happens. As soon as you go in, there there's a particular place you go for your pickup and all that stuff, depending on where you're ordering it from. So it might be different again, depending on which stadium you go to. And so there'll be a mobile. So all you have for the Coliseum. Once I got there, I just gave them my confirmation number. They had my order and just gave me my stuff, and I was good to go and all that stuff. So it's quick, easy, fast, and I was back up and all that stuff. and everything, all stuff, which is totally cool and all that stuff, and every fine and all that stuff. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than the game itself, it was. I mean, the game was fun to watch and everything like that. Yes, they is lost and everything like that, but hey, just being at the ballpark again was pretty cool and everything like that. I mean, like, and then of course, Manny, I was like, I like to hear like what you think about it, like seeing everything and how that all experience went.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a dope experience. And like you said, it did felt really empty. But the people who were there were able to make up for it, uh, within sound and intensity. So it was
Oh yeah,
good. They definitely made up for it. So it was cool. I mean, I'm not an Ace fan, but I kind of did want to see the home team win. Uh, but you know that didn't happen. The Ricky curse. So so
stop! Don't call it a curse, okay? Just because I go to the
every e- every
stuff.
game I've been to with you, your team loses. Um, um, yeah, no, but it's really good the way they're handling it. It's really cool. Um, I think it's cool. I like how they handled the no cashless system, and they were able to implement you know, some kind of a machine for the people who didn't have, who just brought cash, I should say, um, or just wanted to use cash instead. I liked how they used that, how they had that machine. I'm not sure if that was there before, but it was there now.
That had to be new.
Uh,
That had to be
it,
new.
I feel like it's new. Um, I didn't use it, but it was pretty obvious. So basically, you just put in your money, and then it comes out like a little like a prepaid Visa that comes out, and then that's what you would use to purchase your mobile order or your card, you know, like a regular order. So that was really cool. That was interesting to see, and yeah, it was really had a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, plan on going to the ballpark. I highly recommend checking out the guidelines for COVID for that particular ballpark you're gonna go to, because it could be different from any other ones, especially the ones we were at, and then what we have learned from all stuff. Because Manny is planning going to a future Giants game later this year and all that stuff, so it was good enough for us to figure that out with them. And all that stuff. And but yeah, download the ballpark app. You can only buy tickets online, from what I know. And it's all within the ball. It's all going to be with all within the app. Well, it's all your tickets will be within the app. If you have a ballpark app, I highly recommend downloading that, so that way that's what keeps your tickets. If you happen to have an iPhone, you can save your tickets on the Apple Wallet app, so that way you can just show them the thing, they scan it, and boom, you're good to go, and everything like that. But other than that, it wouldn't be a 1 year episode or 50th episode if we talk about what's happening in the state of California. As you know, our very first episode happened to be talking about COVID, because that's when we were starting getting into the COVID situations and all that stuff and what was happening and all that stuff. So I thought this topic would be nice to talk about, especially for me and Manny, because we live in the state of California. And that's for the fact of that on June 15th, uh, the COVID restrictions looks to be hopefully, depending on how everything goes between now and then, mostly everything will get lifted. Now there will be still a mandate for mask and everything, but it looks like all like the tier stuff and everything like that will be gone come the 15th, and like mostly everything will be back up and running again, depending on where it's at and all that stuff. Um, and first things first, Manny, what do you think?
I think it's interesting. You know, they wanted to open up for my birthday, so you know they made sure that's gonna happen. That's cool. It'll be interesting to see how they rate things in the city, in the state, I should say. You know, throwing away the color coding zones and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see how each city within the state reacts to it and how they handle it each differently. Um, and with also the stores and businesses how they handle it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they, you know, kind of monitor this pandemic that we're in currently, and it's going to be really interesting to see.
It is. Again, like I said, like right now we're still in the color coordination stuff, color tier stuff, and everything like that in each county. The current county we're in has just now officially hit red, so a little more stuff has is able to open now, and everything like that. So that's gonna be nice to see and everything. Come, like I said, again, come between now and the 15th of June. Um, a lot can happen between now and then, and though we hope nothing of the worst to happen and all that stuff, to happen again, the mandate for the mask is still going to be a thing here in the state. Unlike other states, and all there are some other states that did drop the mandate already earlier ahead of time and everything like that. So far from those states, it hasn't looked like it's been that bad from what we know from those places. But I mean, California's. I always think that California's like a different thing entirely with itself because there's so many different kinds of people within this state, and everything and how everything goes around here. Uh, it will be interesting of stores of how they will once the 15th comes of what they will do. Are they going to allow? Are they still going to keep the current guidelines that they have within the stores, or are they going to plan on making sure of opening up where everybody can come in and all that stuff and everything? Like particularly for like we have like Walmart and Target and the malls and all that stuff, and it's like how those stores will look and everything. Particularly restaurants also and everything like that when in dining becomes a thing again, and where how that will go. So there's a lot of questions of what it's more about questions about what happens when the 15th comes than it is beforehand, because I think beforehand it's just more the fact of can we keep this progression going and all that stuff, this good progression going, so that way we can when the 15th comes we're all good to go, and making sure nothing else happens with this. And I'm excited for this. I mean, the 15th of April, which is actually next week, um, vaccinations will be opening up to mostly everyone in the state now and all that stuff. I plan on getting the vaccine and everything. I mean, Manny, if I don't know if this is fine. I mean, if one of your family members is planning on getting the vaccine, from what I heard.
Yeah, my family actually got their first dose today, actually.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, and they get their second dose on the 30th of Cinco de Mayo.
Not oh, nice, nice.
I thought, no, is it?
Cinco de Mayo,
No, it's
May the
Cinco de
fifth.
Mayo. Yes.
May the 5th.
No, I couldn't remember if it was the 30th or on Cinco de Mayo, but I think it's on Cinco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they get their second dose then.
Yeah, so that's gonna be nice to see. I mean, it's like here's the thing, like we're not gonna say whatever you should or shouldn't take the vaccine and all that stuff. That's all on you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I made the decision of doing this to make this just to be part just to do it and everything, and then it's like I don't want to just to take this chance at it and all that stuff. And hopefully like when the 15th it's like I can be able to not wear a mask all the time on certain occasions. And I mean, but I'll probably still wear a mask all the time because I know I will be places where people don't tend to take COVID seriously that much, or like think the vaccine is something else. But I will put the mask on for that reason and all that stuff and everything. And they do say it's like even if you take the vaccine, even before even if after the first shot or both shots, depending on which one you take, they still ask for you to wear a mask still and all that stuff and everything, depending because you know there's depending on how you who are you're with and who you're around and what how that goes. So I do plan on still wearing a mask and all that stuff, unless you are someone that does have the vaccine, though you have to show me your proof card. No, I'm just kidding. All that stuff. It's funny. No, it's funny because it's funny. My niece's birthday is coming up. My niece's birthday is coming up soon, and my sister's planning on doing a party and all that stuff. She was telling me about it, and I was like, I straight up, I was just joking with her and be like, do we need to show proof of a negative test or a vaccine card in order to attend this party and all that stuff and everything?
Is she though?
No, no, she's
That's
not.
not.
And that's not. I'm not. And it was just more jokingly. I wasn't being serious about it and everything.
Well, I hope not.
And everything. You have to have your vaccine card. No, I'm just kidding.
For my birthday, you do not.
Nah, I'm not like that.
Block party. Block party.
And everything. But no, it's um
No, you shouldn't have that. That's
California's in a
too
good
loud.
spot. We're not gonna get into that. Let's not get into that, please.
It is. Block parties are way too loud.
Oh, that okay, yeah. Black
That's why
parties.
I said way too
I
loud.
thought you said vaccine thing, vaccine cards. I was like, no, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
No, no, no. I said it's way too loud. I hate
And
block parties.
block parties are allowed, yeah, for that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is it's an exciting time right now, and everything. Looks like we're finally reaching the end of the tunnel, stuff and everything, and it's gonna be exciting. It's like I'm happy and all that stuff, and hopefully we'll get to actually enjoy the rest of the world and all that stuff and everything. But yeah. All right. Now with that out the way, let's get into our some other stuff that's been happening. Um, we do. This is more of our. Let's get into the our entertainment stuff, which we always talk about. First thing to talk about is Godzilla versus King Kong, which came out last week on HBO Max in theaters. Uh, I have Manny and I have seen the movie and everything on HBO Max and everything like that. See, you know what's funny though? You know what's funny though? Oh wait, no, that doesn't come out next week. It comes out the week after now. Fuck. I was about to say it was like Mortal Kombat was supposed to come out this week, but it wasn't. It's supposed to come out next week, but then it got delayed to the week after. Ah,
You know what is funny?
what?
The Eric Andre show on Netflix. Eric Andre's new movie,
What's it
the one
called?
we saw with our other friend
You can say you don't
after the
remember.
UFC fight.
I don't remember the name of it. That's why.
I don't either.
That
But
was a that was a
that's
movie.
hilarious. That's a hilarious movie.
That was a movie
There's
that
a lot of things
I
in
did
there
not
that
expect to see and everything. But anyway,
yeah.
we're not talking about that. We're gonna talk about Godzilla and King Kong and everything like that. Up to 2 hours for this movie. Uh Shorter than I thought it would be. Probably thought it'd be a little bit longer. But mainly let's start with you. How what did you think?
It was dope. The fight scenes were dope. The CGI was done really great. Ending a little weak. Not the Mortal Kombat ending, the ending to the movie. Um, that part. I mean, we can.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to spoil because like I don't know if anybody's seen this movie. It's still kind of new, so I don't really want to spoil. Um,
I mean we're gonna spoil Falcon and Winter Soldier, so
that's different. That's different. Um, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a good close to the quadrilogy. Yeah, I think that's how it is.
there's been four
I
movies,
think
yeah.
that's
There's been four movies
yeah,
recently.
quadrilogy, I
Why are
think.
you giving it a
Uh,
quadrilogy kind of? Why are you giving it trying out like a trilogy name or something like that? Why?
because I think that's the official name. I think that's what you actually call it.
I don't
I
think you
think it
call it.
is a quadrilogy.
I don't think you. I don't think that's an actual word though.
I feel like it is. We'll have to look
You
it up
feel
later, or you can look it up now.
you make a lot of
Um,
words. You say a lot of words that you make you think it
I
like it
do,
feels like it that's real and
I
all that
do, but
stuff.
I feel like that one's really real. But no, it was really good. I love the movie. Thought it was really entertaining. And I would watch that one again. Whereas I don't really think I'd watch Kong Skull Island again or Godzilla 1 again. King of the Monsters most likely, as well as this one I'd probably watch again. But I really enjoyed it. Ricky,
Why are you flipped?
what the hell?
Quadrilogy. Surprising, it's a word. And I think I lost Manny for a second. For audio listeners who are not watching the video podcast, if you know, Manny is more looking like a horizontal, vertical up and down on his screen. If you're looking at it on the YouTube version right now, I've lost audio with him, but I somehow have a picture of him, but looking the wrong direction. Do I know what's up? Not really, and everything like that. But and everything like that. Surprisingly, there's a word called quadrilogy, which makes no sense. And all this stuff. I mean, I guess, but still, it's like I don't think many people say that word as much as possible. And for that, I was like, why would you call it that? And I'm, get and everything like that. Sorry, for those who are listening. Um, and I'm texting Manny to make sure he's good and all that stuff. He probably hears me, but doesn't know for the fact that it's like I can't hear him or he's frozen on my screen and all that stuff. And it is so funny for the fact that we have to re-record this episode, and not only so we get audio issues on the first record, and the second time we get this, and then again that's us. At the same time, something's always wrong. But hey, we try our best. We do our best to make this episode, to make these episodes, to make this podcast for you. And I finally lost them, and I should have. Something told me to make a one screen one for this in case this happened, and look what happens. It didn't. This happens, and you're seeing me all weird on the YouTube version right now, and all that stuff. So hopefully we get them back pretty soon, and I don't know what's gonna happen to this and everything like that. Come on, Manny! Help me out here. I need studio mode on this. I need studio mode. There we go. That helps me out a lot more. No, I do not have you. Oh God. I'm gonna try something now. Give me a second, guys. And all that stuff for those who are watching on YouTube. We're gonna do something on the fly. Watch me do this. And all that stuff. Oh, wait. I got Manny. I got Manny. I got Manny.
My phone died. My bad. My phone died.
Wow. Wow. I try to kill time as
But,
much as possible on that, and all because your phone died. Did you not bother to check
yeah,
that on stuff?
I wasn't home, so I wasn't even checking my phone.
St-
Yeah.
you knew you were gonna do a podcast. You knew and all that stuff, and the one thing you don't think about is like I should probably charge my phone. I should probably check my phone.
I mean, I charged it this morning.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
no, it doesn't. Because like the fact that
Yeah.
you're probably using it throughout the day, all that stuff.
Well, it usually gives me like a you're at 14% notification. I didn't do that. I just went to 2%.
It probably
I
did, and you just didn't see it, and then accidentally swiped it.
It could be.
And for that stuff. But to get back to what we were originally, I don't know if you heard me. Quadrilogy is an actual word.
Oh, knew it. I told you. Told you it was.
I didn't know. I thought it didn't seem like it didn't sound like an actual word because most of the time when you say words, they're not actual words.
Yeah, half the time they are. More than half the
Not
time.
really.
Yeah, yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, but
Like 58% sure.
quadrilogy is that. But I don't know if you want to call the MonsterVerse a quadrilogy in a way.
No, this phase in the MonsterVerse is a quadrilogy.
Still, still doesn't make.
I would still call.
That's like saying the first 6 movies of the MCU in Phase One. What would you? That would be what, a sex trilogy? Sex trilogy?
Six trilogy. No, 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 no.
See,
Sector. No, no, no. Decahedron trilogy. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I was right. First 6.
Because there's no name for the first six. And well, there probably is.
Exactly.
There's probably like a. It's probably like a decahedrology or something.
I don't think deck is the word you're looking for.
Well, I mean, isn't like from D&D like decahedron? Isn't that the six or is that the 12?
Give me a second.
Like I'm pretty sure you could name it that. I mean,
So a deck is 10.
oh, okay, never mind.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
decade.
Which one's six? Six.
I'm going based off the
Trilogy?
shapes, like decagons and all that stuff.
Uh, Octagon?
8. That's 8.
Oh, uh, polygeology?
I don't think
No,
that's it.
polygon is what? Polygon is like four sides, I think. I don't know.
Polygons is the term,
Oh,
not the actual
I don't
shape.
know. I don't know. I did horrible in algebra. That's
Here we go. Give me some
no, that
polygon.
was Kim. Does it like give a
I hate myself.
what is it?
Hexagon.
Hexageology? Just look
Hexagonology.
up just look up like what's the name for a grouping of six movies? Something illogy. It has to be something illogy. I don't know. I don't know if there was a movie. Flaming Flowers in the Attic?
Are you kidding me? These are actual words.
Yeah.
It's just because you don't hear that a lot. I think that's
That's
why.
because usually movies only go up to like trilogies. Like usually movies end at like a trilogy.
I mean, Fast and the Furious is up to 9
What? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and all that stuff. They don't they once you get past they don't say anything once they when it did Fast and Furious, the fourth movie,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So hexaology is a compound literature or native narrative work that is made up of 6 distinctive works.
It's a hexology.
Yeah.
That sounds like a voodoo thing. I'm into hexology. Like that sounds like
It's like
you,
commonly found in literature, film, or video games. Like, where does it say? I can understand literature. I can understand literature,
Gears of War.
but for film and there's only done 5. They've only done 5.
Oh, I thought they did six.
No, Judgment doesn't count because that's a spinoff
Oh, okay. Okay.
and everything. We've only gone 5. We've only done 5 games.
Oh,
And
okay.
like the main like storyline, the actual main like the first 3, which was on the 360, and then 4 and 5 is where we're at right now in the current and right now. 5 is the recent one.
What about Mass Effect? What's Mass Effect on?
Mass Effect's only done. There's only been 3, and then Andromeda is supposed to be like a separate thing.
Oh, okay. So it's just a trilogy.
It's like Mass Effect. Like, come on now, don't get me started with Mass Effect.
I don't know. I saw N7. I just thought there was like seven of them or something.
No, in seven's it's
I don't
what? Of
know.
course you would. Of
I
course
thought
you
it was like
would.
I thought it was
No,
Mass Effect something with an N and then
no,
seven, so they were just calling it
no. N
N7.
seven doesn't
And I was
rank for
like,
the
that
number
makes
of
sense.
games. It's
I was like, that makes sense. It's
oh
N7,
my
Mass Effect 7.
gosh. It's a
I was like,
title.
that makes
N7
sense.
is like a title, if I remember distinctly remember. Forgive me for any Mass Effect fans that watch this, and I have not played that game in so long. Though I might replay
Aren't
it
you
just
like a
for
big Mass Effect fan?
I am.
Damn.
Is a vocational code in the Systems Alliance military. The N designates special forces, and the seven refers to the highest level of proficiency. I'm sorry, my Mass Effect lore is rusty. Okay,
You gotta brush it off, like you gotta brush off that Witcher lore.
don't season 2's this year, from what I hear.
Yeah. Have you read any of the books?
No, I haven't read the books. I don't read books.
I read
I
books.
know you read books,
Look at me.
and it surprises the hell out of me that you how you act sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Surprised me too. I mean, I know how to read, not speak. Just get that out
Reading
there.
is supposed to help you be better at speaking,
No, because I read in my mind. I just obtain knowledge. I don't really know how to bring it back out,
bruh. Stop,
you know.
stop,
Yeah. But
and everything.
that's that.
And for all that stuff. But yeah, um, what happened? Yeah. Anyways, besides all that, now at least we know they're actual words. I still though it just weirds me out for the fact that nobody says those words. So
So then what's Fast 9 on then? If Fast
Fast
9
Nine is not is a. Give me a second.
because it wouldn't be octoology because that's 8.
Duh.
I don't know what a 9 would be. I don't even know what shapes that good. I don't know what goes up
A
past.
nonagon is the shape for 9
So
sides. Non
non-agility?
non agility, not something like that. I guess. Give me a second. Give me a second while I'm trying to.
Non-agonilogy? Non-agonilogy?
It is a word. No, is it? Yep. It. That makes no sense. The definition of nonology is a trilogy of trilogies.
What the hell? A trilogy of trilogies. That makes sense. 369. There's 3 trilogies in the trilogy.
Oh my
That makes.
gosh. I mean, that makes sense. Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a nonology.
But no one
Star
says
Wars.
that. That's the
Scholars
thing.
probably do.
No, not even Star Wars. They say it like that.
No, I said scholars.
Scholar. I
Like
mean,
we said.
yeah, if if you're like a literature scholar and all that stuff and everything like
Maybe if you're
that.
like a literature scholar, they're like, have you seen that new non-Gollum trilogy from Star Wars? Like,
Because like again, nobody says it and all that stuff. All that stuff. The fact that it actually exists is like okay.
I don't even want to know what uh Marvel's on in the in the
Marvel's
in
in
the MCU.
Marvel is up to 20 something movies. I don't think there's
Yeah,
a,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think there's a
Um,
I don't think there's a show for that many sides.
I think there probably is. I mean, you can
Polygon
probably get Arturo up in this,
of
and
23. That's the max I'm going. That's the oh it said 20. Hold on. There's a polygon of 20 sides. That's called a iso icosagon. I'm saying that so wrong.
Isogonology?
I
Isogonology?
yeah, but that's 20 though.
Hmm.
Oh, that's 20. So there is, I don't think it doesn't looks like it goes beyond that.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
that's
So
it's crazy. That's I mean, we're learning new things. We're we're currently learning new things.
a
So
21 site isoscilla and hinagon is a 21 sided polygon.
there you go.
Most
See?
but here, no, here's the thing. Most mathematics and most mathematicians and mathematics students simply put write 21 gon to name it.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame them either. Okay, so it does go up to like uh so there are
What's
a
the
lot of
highest?
there's a lot of them. Oh my god, it
We're
goes
learning
up
new things.
to uh hold on. So the highest
Go up to 40?
it goes to 100, but when you hit 100, the next one just goes up 110, 120. Then after that 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and then it 1000, it goes up then 1000 and when you get to like yeah, that 100,000 it goes 200,000. It goes up in like big old increments after that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
that's our math for the day in today's podcast
learn shapes with the No Name Podcast.
and everything.
And
But no, so back to Godzilla, and everything. So which is
back to the
the
quadrilogy.
quadrilogy so far. Quadrilogy. Though it's like I don't call it a quadrilogy because like in order for like to have a quadrilogy, like there has to be a consistency in a way. And yes, what I'm saying right now probably doesn't make sense with this feature, but you have to look at it though. Godzilla. The only common thing about those four movies is two things: Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I mean, technically, yeah, but then again, it's like all they do is fight. Everything else is so different. You know, how else to say
I
like,
mean, AVP is a trilogy, and the only references it has is
wait, AV
Predator and Alien.
Alien versus Predator is considered a trilogy?
Yes.
Wait, what's the movies to make that a trilogy?
Alien vs Predator Requiem, and
Oh,
Alien vs Predator something else.
because there's yeah, see, Alien versus Predator, and there's a subtitle to it. There's that consistency there. That's a consistency right there and all that stuff. The thing you have Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, uh, Godzilla King of Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. Yes, I get those two makes that and all that stuff. But what I see of what makes what a trilogy or a quadrilogy or now from what everything we've learned so far, there has to be of what
ISO trilogy.
that there has to be of like the consistency of it to make it
Or
all
ISO
work.
trilogy.
Harry Potter, for instance, and all that stuff. 8 movies out of 7 books
Octoilogy.
and all that stuff. An octaology, ology. That makes sense of what the consistent because it's one consistent storyline in a way and all that stuff to it
Yeah.
and all that stuff. How else Kong versus Kong and Zilla does have that in some way, but there are some missing pieces to it and all that stuff. And that's where like one of my gripes of Godzilla versus Kong is the fact that we immediately jump to Kong in present day, not in Skull Island, but in like a monarch themed Skull Island themed area run by Monarch and all that stuff. And the thing about that was like, wait, how did he get there and all that stuff? Because if you don't,
You took an Uber.
Skull Skull Island is set in the 70s, if I remember correctly, and all that stuff and everything. And it's just like it made me like that scene in particularly was like making me think like what we should have had a Kong too at least to get more to know more about that, or at least something referencing it back in King of Monsters and all that stuff. Like, yeah, yeah, there's a Monarch facility that has Kong and all that stuff and everything like that, and everything and all that stuff. But no, there wasn't and all that stuff and everything. So that stuff that happened. Though I think the post credit scene did lead up to like them about to fight and all that stuff, if I remember correctly, in King of Monsters.
Yeah.
But other than that, as soon as it starts the movie, we're in fake Skull Monarch Skull Island and everything like that. And I'm just like, how did he get there? And all that stuff. And I don't know if it's just me because I am someone that likes to know of a story, especially when it comes to connected universes and all that stuff and everything. And I need
A
like there's
quadrilogy. Yeah.
I'm talking about universes, fool. We're not doing the illogies anymore. I'm just talking about universes in general and all that stuff.
Maybe they're gonna make a book or a prequel.
You can't call it a prequel. You really can't.
Yeah, a prequel to Godzilla vs Kong.
I don't see the. I don't.
Kong the prequel.
No. 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 No.
No, not as an official title.
You
Like,
can't do it. No. Even if even just how it sounds, like nope. Nope. Doesn't. I don't think it works and all that stuff. But other than that, that's like kind of like my only gripe with the thing. Um. Like, but then like the human element of the movie, and then this is like the other movies in general. There's not much of it and all that stuff, which is fine because it's more focused on Godzilla versus Kong and all that stuff and what they do. But at the same time, it's like I wish there was something there to give it more. Because like if you look at it, if you look at the human element of the movies and the consistency there, there's not much of it and everything
no.
and all that stuff. The only consistency is from no wait, actually no. No, actually no. There is not much consistency when it leads up to Godzilla vs Kong because the only thing that's consistent out of the other three is the father and the daughter, and everything from King of Monsters and all that stuff. The mother doesn't exist. The mother is no longer a thing in this movie and all that stuff. Anyone that was in King of Monsters are not in this movie. There's definitely no one from Skull Island because that was set in the 70s, so they're probably like old or dead by then and all that
It'd
stuff.
be cool to see like an old
Like
version.
there is there is like somewhat of a cameo, I guess you can say, for Skull Island because the John Goodman's character in Kong Island, he has like a voiceover and like during some part in the movie. There's that, but again, not much there and all that stuff. Um the one doctor that's in the first Godzilla and in King of Monsters, the Asian doctor. Sorry, I have to go racial on that, but that's the best thing because I don't remember his name. Well, I can just look since I have my iPad here. I can just actually look it up so I can make that easier on me
That
and not look like
no,
an
it's not
idiot.
racial. It's just saying his ethnicity.
I don't want to be rude. But if, I just don't, you know me. I don't like being like that kind of person and be rude about it. Um,
Well, you're not being rude. You're just saying that he's of Asian descent. You're not saying.
Kane Watanabe, who played Doctor Ishiro Suzira, if I'm saying that correctly. Um, he was in the first Godzilla movie and in King of Monsters, but he wasn't in Godzilla vs Kong and all that stuff
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Out of all the movies that of human, I thought he would be in there, so that way there is some kind of consistency there, at least in everything, at least on the Godzilla side and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in this movie. I mean, maybe there were some contractual obligations and all that stuff. He had to do another movie or something like that when this was filming and everything. But still, I'm like, the fact that you're making this monster verse kind of thing and everything.
Kaiju verse,
No, it's Monsterverse. That's what it's called.
Monsterverse.
I know for that. Um,
Is
and it's like
Pacific Rim still in?
that's not connected to this whatsoever.
I heard it
It
was.
never was.
I could have sworn it was. I'll have to look that up later.
Where do
I'm
you?
pretty sure Pacific Rim was at one point connected
No, because
to the Kaiju verse, to
Pacific
the
Rim is like
Monsterverse.
set in the distant future, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the distant future of this universe, though.
Let's see here. I am looking this up.
He's currently looking up if Pacific Rim is connected to this Monsterverse. I'm pretty sure at one point it was, unless they maybe like retconned it out or something like that. I don't
Well,
know.
because like here's the thing: how it starts. Alien monsters kaiju emerge from an interdimensional portal called the Breach in Pacific Rim. This is in Pacific Rim and all that stuff. There is no these monsters from Godzilla and all that stuff, Kong and all these Titans are from Earth itself, not from no interdimensional portal.
Think about this though.
Oh
Did you
no.
not see the original where Gadira was originally from?
The what a what now?
Gadira? Gadira was originally an alien in the original Kaiju movies.
The,
I mean, we didn't really get a backstory for Gadira, I don't think.
I'm gonna try this.
So, I mean, technically speaking, it could also be canon.
You're making this sound like it. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, we still haven't seen Destroya. We still haven't seen half of the kaijus. Like, I mean, that he ends up fighting. I mean, we've only seen Mecha. We've only seen obviously Kong. We've only seen Mothra. Oh, we saw Rodan. That was true. We saw Rodan. But I mean, we never really got a backstory as in where he came from. So I mean, technically speaking, that could still be doing something with Godira like that. Maybe like a they can't do a flashback, but I mean, it could be. It could be plausible. I think Ricky's currently looking up more information. But
It was never a
yes,
thing.
let me know what you guys think.
It was never
That
a
was
thing.
everything.
It was never a thing. There has always been talk. There has always been fan talk about it and all
Oh,
that
okay.
stuff. It was never. There was never on the production side of it and all that stuff. Because the only reason for that is only for the fact that the MonsterVerse and the Pacific Rim movies are from the same production company, which is Legendary and everything. That's the only reason why that could happen. And then the second thing, I gotta stop calling the MonsterVerse monsters kaiju's. They're actually called Titans in this. In this, kaiju's more referred to Pacific Rim, in a way, and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, but
If I'm separate,
it also like
just separated, I mean, just to separate that.
yeah,
I
because
mean,
I mean, I think in Japan they're called kaiju, right?
they are, but like how how it's supposed to be spoken in the
In this
MonsterVerse, in the
universe, yeah,
MonsterVerse, they're Titans. How else Pacific Rim did call them as kaiju's and all that stuff.
yeah.
Kaiju is the overall universal word for these type of things, i.e., the Suicide Squad trailer that recently came out was like, we got a kaiju up in here. That's referring to the Starro and all that stuff. But yeah,
Suicide Squad's connected to Pacific Rim
no,
confirmed.
stop,
No, no.
stop.
Can't convince you on that one.
Nope, definitely
No?
not.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, I'll take that.
there was always an idea from fans that it should happen, that could be cool for it to happen, and all that stuff.
Okay. But
But
it was never like officialized.
it was never from the production company itself.
Yeah.
It was never to happen, and all that stuff. And that works on, but also that works on other things for a lot of other things because the Godzilla MonsterVerse, though again, like I said, the production company is Legendary. The like publishing partner who distributes the movie and all that stuff was through Warner Brothers and all that stuff for the MonsterVerse. How else for Pacific Rim? That is through Universal Studios. So that they would have to work together for that to work, and from what we know on film stuff, besides Sony and Marvel, that doesn't work. It doesn't float like it doesn't float their boat like that. It doesn't. No one's interested in that kind of stuff
Yeah.
because it's a lot of money sharing. There's a lot of money into that part, into that stuff, and everything like that. Like who gets what and everything from each one, and everything like that. So it's like, and again, there's like stuff. There's an article that I just recently had that I pulled up that maybe confirmed this. Like apparently, it was like the who let's see here. Let me pull them up. The director of Pacific Rim 2 can like had to like how like kind of had an idea of how to
Do
put
it.
to put it together and all that stuff. Yeah, and all that stuff. So and everything. So but it doesn't look like that's happening. And oh well. You know, so it's more. I'm not gonna say fan theory, but more fans wanting to do that stuff. And I was like wishing it would happen and everything. But other than that, like other than that, Godzilla, I think it was a good. It's a good movie. Something I would watch. I would actually want to go back and watch the original Godzilla along with Kong and King of the Monsters. I actually saw Kong and King of the Monsters before seeing this. I don't remember seeing Godzilla on HBO Max, but I could be wrong and all that stuff. But I will want to go through back all those movies and then watch Godzilla vs Kong again, all that stuff because I love these movies and all this. I love this. I love this kind of movies for this, and it's good to see these back and all that stuff and everything. And hopefully, what the future holds, we don't know because there is no post credit scene in this movie, and but I'm hoping we get something in the future if they're ever gonna do another one for this stuff. Uh,
Speaking of Pacific Rim, did you like that movie?
um, it was interesting. I've not seen the second one and all that stuff, and but that was like because I didn't see it when it first came out. I just happened to see it on accident. Like they put it on for because like it was for like a birthday. I had like a surprise thing happen,
Hmm.
and then like they put that on. I was like, okay, I'll watch this and all stuff. And it didn't seem that bad, but it's like after I watched that and learned more about it, I was like, that's when I found out like people. I guess it wasn't critically accepted and all that stuff. Nobody liked it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the fact that there was a second one, it was like why and
I
all that
always
stuff.
wondered how there was a second one after it being not
From what it was, from what
that
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, like I always wondered that. Like the first one didn't do good. Don't make a second. Like
and
it's
everything.
not
And
gonna
it
be
was, but
good.
it's more the fact that it was like um oh I forgot what that was today. Anyways, I'm sorry, I just saw something. Um and it was more for the fact that it was like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like I like the fights and everything like that. I do feel like on like the actual human story to it, like the main stuff, like some of it fell flat a little bit, and all that stuff. But it was like I thought it was a cool movie coming out of it and all that stuff. I think the fact of not hate, but like the dislike of the first movie and how people were treating the second one when it got announced did lead to me like not wanting to see it because it was just like
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But
Like New Mutants.
no, not even. I still like. I haven't seen it only because of the fact of that movie got delayed so many times. It came out during the time they finally released it right before COVID hit, and it just became like something like of a back burner kind of thing. But I still it is on my watch list still.
Okay, that's good.
I really need to make honestly for like a lot of stuff. I really need to make time for it because I always feel like I have to do something on stuff
Yeah.
and all that stuff, especially now with COVID like starting to clear itself and all that stuff now. But anyways, no, for those if you do have HBO Max, I do recommend watching it. It's only on the streaming platform for the next for 45 days that it's off the service. Um, and it'll most likely come back later on. Just don't know when. So if you are happening to stay home and you don't want to go to the theater, to watch it, you have make sure you take the advantage right now to watch it now, and for that stuff and everything like that, since it is on the platform for that stuff. Other than that, let's get on to some new stuff. And when that is trailers, we have a bunch of new trailers coming out.
Yep,
That came out this.
there's a 2020 Ford Jayco. It has three pullouts. It has a rear cabin. Um, four TVs.
No, not those trailers.
No, never mind. Did my wrong research then. I have
Uh,
no idea what trailers you're talking about.
and I'm talking about movie trailers.
Oh, okay. I, I read I read the doc wrong. I've been researching the wrong trailers that we're moving
I like
over
how you
to.
said that. Like you read them wrong, though. For the fact, I put those in, and I wrote the actual names to them. What I it's because it says on the doc new movie slash TV trailers.
I didn't see those.
Yeah, because you
I skimmed it. I skimmed it.
you skimmed it as always.
I skimmed it.
Everything. So let's go. Let's go ahead and we'll start with Space Jam. Space Jam: A New Legacy came out this past Saturday. Uh, this is the movie that we've been waiting for because it is from LeBron James. This is a from what this looks from this trailer looks like it's something. It is. I don't. It doesn't look like it's a direct sequel to the first one. Um, but it does. And it looks like it's its own thing. It's like it does have the premise of the original, but it looks like it's doing its own thing with it of what's going on. I like the trailer. I personally did. I think it's an interesting take on it of the original story, and the fact that we get to not only that we're not only getting to see like the Looney Tunes themselves, but it looks like they're doing more with it within the Warner Brothers properties because you do see a lot of more cameos within this movie. With it, a lot more cameos within this trailer, such as like uh
It
the
or Pennywise.
Pennywise. We have like Mr. Smith and Morpheus from the Matrix. We got
Joker.
Jack Nicholson's Joker to own all that stuff. Iron Giant, the Hanna Barbarian cartoons such as like the Flintstones and all them. Yogi Bear
Jabberjaw.
and all that stuff. But it is interesting. The one thing that I like people need to remember is like for those who did watch the original, like you have to remember this is going to be a movie more intended for kids, like how it was the original one for us and all that stuff. I don't think there's gonna be like just remember that. So like don't try to be like this is nothing. I don't think like you should go into this like oh this is nothing like the original and all that stuff and everything like that. The original is so much better and all that stuff. I think that
Question.
oh god.
This is vital. This is a make or break for me.
Of course it's make or break for you. Anything's make or break for you.
It's Bill Murray.
Oh my god. I knew it.
Oh man. I mean, he
No.
could come out of retirement and play basketball with LeBron
No, he's
because he did
not.
retire at the end of the moment.
From what I known, it looks like no.
Damn, it's crazy.
And all that stuff. And that's just more of the fact of for it's just this being its own thing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I can get and again we get that like we get it like you want most probably people would be like I want what I liked from the original I want that but you have to remember like
it's
not
not the
intended
original.
it's not intended for us who grew up with the original. This is supposed to be set for a new generation of kids that are going to see this and all that
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, me personally, I'm gonna watch it still and all that stuff because it's like Space Jam was something in my life, and I know this is gonna be something different. Um, other than that, like Manny, what did you think about it?
oh, I love the first one. I like how he like starts off on the golf course and they're like, we need.
I'm talking about the trailer, not the movie, the original movie.
Oh, I thought it was dope. I liked it. The premise of it. I like how he gets to the area. It's like a weird technology looking thing, and then you see Don Cheadle. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" Trying to play basketball, and then like it sends him down to the tune area, and then you see him like trying to find his own team, and they're like, "Yo, we ain't got that." And then like it cuts to a bunch of scenes. I think it's cool. It's a really cool trailer. Um, I think it builds up anticipation for it, which is not really. I mean, yeah, it's needed, but like You know what I mean? I think it does a really good job at exciting you to watch this movie. So yeah,
Okay. Um,
yeah.
next tra- next trailer we're gonna get into is the next MCU series coming to Disney Plus, which is Loki, coming out on June 11th. Also for Space Jam, that is coming out July 16th in theaters and on HBO Max same day. So again, it brings up that fact of if you're still kind of iffy on COVID and want to think of if you're the one that's going to stay home, you do have the opportunity to watch it at home via HBO Max. If you don't want to go to see, if you don't think going to the theaters right now at that time is still if you think it's not that viable for you and all that stuff. So you do get to have,
That is correct.
and again, uh, this is happening on the first 31 days of on the stream, and it goes away after that on the streaming platform. So make sure you pay attention to that also if you are going to plan on watching it on HBO Max with that too. Um, but anyways, back to Loki. That was released earlier this week. We get we get some brand new scenes. Again, the release date is June 11th on Disney Plus. For that, and man, let's start with you. What did you think about this?
That was really cool. I liked the flashback scene, not the flashback scenes. Like him going through fixing the timeline. Thought that was really cool. I liked how it showed like a Asgard in like a different state. Like you saw the tomb that was like kind of glowing green in different areas. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm excited to see what that's going to be about. We saw like the throne room. We saw like New York City like all destroyed.
Mm.
Um, it looked like it was definitely more destroyed than Avengers 1. It looked a lot more uh, desolate
It's
and
pretty it's that scene in particularly, which I thought looked really cool, was like it's like showing saying like say if the Avengers lost and all that stuff,
yeah,
and for that one, and that's what New York would look like, and because you have to also remember for the fact that this is we're seeing Loki. This is not the Loki we known since before he had died in Infinity War. This is a
variant.
what we're calling a variant, yeah, and all that stuff. And that's more the fact of because this is the Loki from Avengers Endgame that had was recently captured but ended up taking the Tesseract and all that stuff. So and what that has done has caused these time ruptures, these branches pull out from the main timeline and causing reality to be break in a way. And well, it looks like that's what we look like we're seeing with Loki, along with Owen Wilson, who's I don't remember the name who's playing. They're like working together with the time agency to fix to either fix this and see what's going on and all that stuff and figure out what's happening to make sure this doesn't happen. Um, and all that stuff. And literally like the more I watch the trailer, the more I'm excited for it and everything because like this is something this is something different. And also as you thought as WandaVision, where it is reality alting from within the main world itself. Um, coming to Falcon and Soldier currently, where it does feel more grounded. Here we are getting more something different and all that stuff. We are getting a little difference because we're not back in the MCU world. We're somewhere else entirely different. Now this is not even not we're not even in space right now. This is something entirely different. Stuff, and it does seem like though this show is gonna feel like it's separate, but I feel like towards once this is done, we're gonna get something that's gonna cause changes to the MCU in the future and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And for the fact that it's like because already right now we do know for the fact that King the Conqueror is going to be up here in the MCU later on in the new Ant-Man movie. From what I heard, I forgot the actress' name, but she's the one in the trailer where she looks like she's the judge in that one scene and all that stuff. Apparently, from what I heard, she's the role she plays is actually the love interest of King the Conqueror. So there's
Oh,
already some somewhat connection there if that's true. From once the show comes out and everything, and when we know more about her, and that will be interesting to see of where that leads to in the future. But other than that, it's like I'm excited for the show. Again, June 21st is the release is when this comes out on Disney Plus. I do not know the number of episodes for this one. But it's most likely every Friday for this one, of course. Me and Manny will, of course, are gonna watch the show and give you the weekly reaction once it come after it's out and everything on the podcast and everything. Um, and then next trailer and is Black Widow. We got a new. I'm assuming this is the final trailer before it finally releases and everything like that. But this is a brand new trailer for Black Widow that came out just this past week, also, or the weekend, if I remember correctly. Um, and I was already excited for this movie. I'm just more like, just give it to me now after seeing this trailer and for this stuff. And it's just like knowing the fact that we're getting a little more backstory from the trailers and all that stuff, some flashback scenes and everything like that. Seeing Taskmaster for and all that stuff fully and everything like that, especially at the end of the trailer where he's coming down with the sword on that broken piece and all that stuff, and they're facing off each other. The the beginning of the trailer where it just brings you, where it's like just going through her journey in the MCU to the date to that scene in Endgame. Oh, my heart and all that stuff. And then could you not just make the Avengers theme any more better by adding a Russian orchestra? I guess we can call it, and everything. It was just so beautiful, that whole trailer. And I'm just like, can we just get July here already and all that stuff? Can July just get here already? For this, because July 9th is now the release date for Black Widow. That's coming in theaters and also Disney Plus via Premier Access. So there will be the $30 fee for you to watch it instead of going to the theaters. And if you don't want to do that, I plan on doing both. I am watching this in theaters first, and then because I'll have my vaccine by then, and then I will pay the $30 to watch this on Disney Plus over and over again because I am so excited for this. But Manny,
That was dope. I really love that. This looks extremely action packed. But then also looks like it has a lot of very grounded moments, and it's gonna have a lot to do with her backstory and how she feels mentally. By the things that she went through and things she's gone through. So it's gonna be really cool to see her backstory in everything really. Uh, I know this takes place before Civil War,
after
after after Civil War. So it's gonna be really interesting to see. What was that? Oh, um, sorry. This is gonna be really interesting to see. Um, I'm excited to see the Red Guardian character. He looks the most interesting to me, other than Taskmaster. So that's gonna be really cool to see on the big screen. Obviously Taskmaster is gonna be amazing to see. His outfit looks amazing. Um, Shield looks amazing. Helmet, everything about him looks amazing. Or her. Um, that the scenes that you explained where they're falling from the sky and he with the sword through the what looks like a solar panel. What looks like a solar panel. Was really cool. And like you said, the build up with the song, the Avengers song with the Russian background was really cool. So it's gonna be really cool to see her story more fleshed out, I should say.
mm, yeah, so it's just well, we're getting that swan song for her and all that stuff. We're getting that moment and all that stuff, and just seeing what happens throughout this movie will make us cherish those moments again from if we ever when we watch those movies again with her and them and all that stuff, and it's gonna be awesome to see and everything. Oh yeah, but yeah, those were all the trailers that we saw this week. I'm sure there's some other stuff and all that stuff. There was a second Suicide Squad trailer that was out and all that stuff. Good trailer, all that stuff. It was just more baffling and all that stuff. It was like, look, you just had one already, and now we're getting the second one. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And all that stuff
Hey, is Black Adam still happening?
comes out next year.
Why?
It's The Rock. Come on now, you can't say no.
Yeah, true. But then, like, what are you gonna do if you potentially reset the universe?
I'm sure that I will. I'm sure if that whole reset thing happens, um, it'll hopefully be show in the movie because I think that's what's happened within the Flash movie, but we'll see.
All right.
And all that stuff. But anyways, that's it for trailers. Let's get to our main topic, which is of course Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3, Power
Power
Broker.
broker.
Power Broker. I was trying to remember it. I'm trying to remember the titles now as much as possible. Before we can say this. Another amazing episode. What more can you say? All I gotta say, all is like we get Sharon back into the universe. She is pissed off. She is not happy, and everything like that. Doesn't seem like she was blipped from what it sounds like.
It doesn't sound like, cause she was stealing artifacts and not artifacts, art pieces from the
Yeah,
famous museums.
yeah. So it doesn't seem like she was blipped. Zemo also's back. Doesn't seem like he was blipped also. What it seems like
I don't think
based
so.
on that. But he is. We get to learn more about him, and we also get to enjoy him more as a person. Though it makes us, it's that contrast of loving this villain that destroyed the Avengers in Civil War, but you're also hating this one guy who is this fake Captain America at the same time, and all that stuff. And it's a I that's the one thing like about this show. It's just like where's the where's the greatness in all this and all that stuff. It's like you have to be one or the other and all, and everything like that to do what you need to
Do
do.
you really though?
What do you mean?
I mean, just because the good guy's doing bad things doesn't mean he's the bad guy.
Who?
I was like, just because what's supposed to be the good guy isn't doing good guy things doesn't mean he's the bad guy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting
It's
at.
very much like Machiavelli's book, now that I think about it. Which they reference one of his pieces in in this episode. But
You know, so
yeah, so
that's where I'm getting at with it. It's like the fact of like they're doing these things like are they want to make sure it's like are we doing the right thing here? What else and stuff. Of course, we're seeing that with the mental health of Bucky having to somewhat, I guess you can say, act out like the Winter Soldier again and all that stuff. During that bar scene when he has to fight all those people, all like the Winter Soldier, rough, aggressive, and everything like that, wanting to almost kill him and everything like that, and just like how does that affect his mental state of what he is and all for that stuff. Um, Sam just going into this like is doing this even like I said like is doing helping Zemo help Zemo helping us and everything like that is the right thing to do. We are seeing that currently with Sharon of like though she is away from everything, the best thing for her to do is thrive is doing all these like is what she's doing right now in Matterport and all that stuff. So we're seeing this, and and in some way you're seeing this with John Walker also. It's like he's living up. Is he living up to the mantle of Captain America with all with what he's doing? If in that one in the scene of like he tells the guys like, "Do you know who I am?" And he's like, and the guy's like, I do, and I don't care, and all that stuff. And that of course that looks like it's about to trigger him in some way and all that stuff. And it's like the pressure is like getting to him, and it like again like this is a lot like you're seeing that with all these characters in particularly and all that stuff. Except for Zemo as much and all that stuff because Zemo's just like I'm
chilling.
I'm Zemo in this
Zemo
situation
chilling.
and all that stuff. And it's like so you're seeing all these things and of course we have the Flag Smashers also doing their own thing and they're like kind of like to be the sympathetic villain but also at the same time it's like after the whole scene of them blowing up the GRC building with the people in it and all that stuff. Well, mostly the leader. Everyone else is like didn't expect that to happen and all that stuff. It's like where is that all going and what they need to do and all that stuff. It's like she thinks she's doing it for the right reasons. Everyone, of course, the guy that was in the car with her was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure this was right and all that stuff?" But again, are you doing
Machiavelli.
are you doing this for the right reasons and all that stuff and everything like that? And well, how does this help not just you but everyone else? Coming out of it and everything like that. So there is that question, and I guess again, coming back to Sam, when he's talking to Bucky about of what's finding out about the serum, Isaiah and all stuff and everything like that, him giving away the shield with and John Mark having it. That line of bringing up like is having he instead of giving away the shield, he should have just destroyed it and all that stuff. Like what does that bring to him and all that stuff? Like would that bring everything better, make everything better and all that stuff, not just for him but for everyone else. There's a lot of conflicting stuff and everything like that, and it's just so like God, I love this show.
Yeah, it's an amazing show. Hold on, just no spell that.
Manny's carefully thinking about
I'm trying to
something.
think how to spell that.
Um,
Okay, never mind. Okay, okay. I can't remember how to spell it. Yeah, no, I truly believe it's an amazing show. It's a show that makes you think. And like you said before, it's a really grounded show. So it's a really big change to compared to all your other past event Marvel movies, not Avengers, but your past Marvel movies, and it's a really enticing show, and enticing is good, right?
yes.
Okay, so a really enticing show. Um, I was just making sure. I figured it was, but I was like, I feel like that's been used in a bad way. It's a really enticing show, and I can't wait to see more.
Okay.
Just can't wait for Friday to come so that we can watch episode 4.
And also, like we're halfway done. We have 3 more
True.
episodes before this Friday's episode and all that stuff. And it's just like there's so much
And they
like
still haven't answered the $1 million question.
oh no.
Have they fixed his boat yet? That's what I want to know. You need to call Vision to come fix your boat. He knows a lot about boats.
No, he doesn't. Just because they did that one, just because they had that one talk about the boat and all about the ship and everything like that doesn't mean he's that
I mean, he
much into
might
it.
be. He might be.
Anyways, for that, besides that and all that stuff and everything like all that stuff, I think Visions has his own thing to worry about right now and everything.
Yeah, just give him a call. Be like, "Hey, Vision, I know you're on a quest to find yourself, but you mind coming in and fixing my boat real quick?"
Everything. But no, it's just more the fact like uh we are getting to this point of we still need to figure out like what's gonna happen towards the end and all that stuff. Like where does the flag smashers fit in? What is Zemo's ultimate thing and all that stuff? Is Sharon gonna get her pardon and all that stuff and everything?
Is Torres
Or
Torres' first name Joaquin?
besides
That's
that
another big
all that
question.
also and everything like that, is
Will
or
he become the Patriot?
oh my
That's a big
gosh.
question too.
Isaiah Bradley and his grandson and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's coming for them, and all that stuff. Again, is Sharon also with the power broker after that one scene when she was getting in the car?
Is the power broker the manager? A big question.
The power broker, the Mandarin. Did you just say?
Or connected to the manager, I should.
How is that connected to the? You do realize like the Mandarin technically doesn't exist
Yeah.
until Shang Chi though. And stuff.
I mean, foreshadowing.
That's
Marvel does it all the time. Marvel does it all the time.
yeah,
You
but at least they
need
try.
some.
Oh,
Yeah.
stuff
Well, I'm not giving them a example. Like I wouldn't know how you do it,
and
but I feel like
everything.
they could do it somehow, like within like hierarchy or something like that.
Yeah.
Like maybe like the power broker is like on a low level, but it's still really high. You know what I mean?
Anyways, who is the power broker? Is uh is Sam finally going to become Captain America? Also, we can't forget about the ending of the show with Ao appearing from, of course, she was in one of the Dora Milaje and everything like that, second in command for that, for second in command of the Dora Milaje, and she's over here coming for Zemo because, of course, Zemo is the one who killed King T'Challa's dad, and everything back in Civil War. So what's gonna happen there? Are we gonna experience? Are we gonna see? Is that gonna immediately gonna go into that in episode 4? Or focus on that more?
Do you think they're gonna shave every day
Nah,
their head?
nah,
Don't you think they'd get a little bit of stubble though?
no,
You don't think so?
no.
I feel like they do. Just to, touch it up a little bit. How long do you think they go without shaving their head?
Huh?
How long do you think they go without?
I
That's
don't
because
know.
it's really it's smooth. Like it's really smooth. It's nice. Like I always wondered that. Like 'cause I've seen a lot of bald people, but they got a little bit of stubble. You know what I mean? They never have stubble.
All right, but yeah, like episode 3, amazing, good episode and all that stuff. And all that stuff. Excited to see what happens here and all that stuff. We can get into the good stuff and everything next time. Um, but other than that, we're gonna end this here and all that stuff. Thank you again to joining us for our 50th episode slash 1 year anniversary of the podcast with no name yet. We thank you again for joining us. Manny, any words before we depart?
Yes, I do have a couple words. I have a couple letters to sentences to form words. Thank you for giving us the chance to give you guys 50 episodes and to be your content. Thank you for supporting us, those who's have. Thank you for following us on the channel, following us on our journey. We hope that next year we can provide you with the 2 year anniversary and eventually the 100th episode. So thank you, and that's about it.
Again, thank you so much for joining us on this trip, this journey that we've done here so far. 50 episodes is amazing. Have doing this for 1 year is pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see what holds for the podcast and everything else for what we do in the future stuff with this. We hope you continue to watch, listen, and everything like that. And you don't forget, though this episode is out on a Thursday, remember the podcast is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To make sure I clearly state that specifically, and you can catch us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast services that there is
Oh,
available to you and all that stuff. And once
thank you,
again, we thank
sir.
you for your time, and we see you next week. Have a good one.